Welcome to Football with Cheese. So in this video, we're going to go over some Washington Commander news and notes, Redskins, whatever you want to call it. I like Redskins. That's what they were when I was a little kid. One of the first Super Bowls I remember, everybody remembers maybe like their first Super Bowl was, I believe it was Mark Rippon beat the Bills. And that was cool to watch, and I kind of liked the Redskins when I was a little kid until Dan Snyder bought them, and no reason to like them after that. That was a really rough 25 years. But anyway, before we get into it, make sure you are subscribed so you never miss a video. So let's talk about Terry McLaurin first before we talk about what the president said in the stadium. If you don't know who Terry McLaurin is, he was a third-round pick, wide receiver out of Ohio State in the 2019 draft. Absolute steal. Probably fell because he was going to be 24 years old in his rookie season. But he has been outstanding his whole career. He has 1,000 yards in every year except his rookie year, and he still got 919 yards that year. Last year, he got just under 1,100 yards and 13 touchdowns. And he played really well in the postseason. He is their main offensive weapon. There's no other player on that offense, minus the quarterback, Jaden Daniels, of course. But there's no other player on that offense that's a playmaker, except for Terry McLaurin. And Deebo Samuel is not the same player he used to be. They traded for him, and he showed up chunky, overweight at minicamp, so you can't count on him. The running backs, Eckler and Robinson, are good, but not great. Zach Ertz is a solid tight end, but he's past his prime. So they have good players, but they don't have another playmaker like McLaurin. And for some reason, Washington, with all their cap room and all the moves they made, they're reluctant to pay Terry McLaurin. I mentioned he was a 24-year-old rookie. He is 29. He'll be 30 in September. So maybe that's the reason they're reluctant to pay him. And obviously, the going rate for receivers has increased exponentially the last few years. For some reason, besides quarterback, of course, that's the highest paid position, receiver and edge rusher are the next two. And even great receivers touch the ball 10, 12 times a game. So I understand teams reluctant to pay receivers, but you do not have another option. If he holds out into the season, that's going to really hurt your team. Who else is a playmaker on this offense? Who else is Jaden Daniels going to pass the ball to that will stretch the defense, that will keep the defense honest? You don't have another weapon like Terry McLaurin. So he has leverage. And apparently, he only wants around $30 million a year. And let me read you this quote. It's by Jeremy Fowler via Bleacher Report. Terry McLaurin. So he's frustrated. You heard him this week talking about how there's no deal. He would like progress being made. There hasn't been. I'm told that's only scratching the surface of the issue here because the wide receiver market has jumped into the 30 million range. My sense is McLaurin feels Washington hasn't really been willing to acknowledge that. So if they're not, it's almost like he's taken a pay decrease because it's a year from free agency. So something's going to have to give here. Cooler heads should prevail. They want McLaurin there. They're not trading McLaurin. That was made clear to me from a source of the team. Obviously, teams are interested. There's a rumor the Patriots are interested in the trade, maybe the Steelers. Not going to happen. If they trade him, they don't have another playmaker on the team. They can't trade him. So it's not happening. Okay. $30 million, if that's all he wants per year, that's below what he would get if he was a free agent. Obviously, he has 1 year left on his deal. That's not crazy, especially with their cap room. So in the offseason, they traded for Laramie Tunsil, who has a big cap number. They traded for Deebo Samuel. They signed Javon Kinlaw. $15 million a year. That's way more than he should have gotten. So they're spending all this money. They had a ton of cap room to start the year. They're something like over $60 million under the cap next year and $190 under in 2027 via overthecap.com. So they have room in their cap to pay him. So I don't understand what's going on. It's not good for the locker room. I'm sure Jaden Daniels is not happy. And you're basically frustrating your best playmaker. Get this done. If he wants $30 million a year on average, get this done. Give him a 4 or 5 year deal. Maybe when he's 33, 34, he's not as good as he is now. But what are your other options? You literally made the NFC title game last year, and on paper, your roster looks better. So I don't understand what they are doing. Terry McLaurin is just a really good player. Maybe not elite. He's not Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson, but he's a really good player. He's consistent, and he is your only real playmaker on that team, minus the quarterback. I just do not understand what the thinking is here. Pay the man. You are going for it this year with the moves you made. So Washington's got to figure this out. In other news, the President of the United States is threatening to hold up the stadium deal if they don't switch back to the Washington Redskins. If you've watched my channel, I don't like the Commanders' name. I think it's a stupid name. I grew up with the Redskins. Washington Redskins, hail to the Redskins is the chant. Hail to the Commanders. It's just a stupid name. It's worse than the Cleveland Guardians, which is a stupid name too. Grew up Cleveland Indians. I am not woke. I am not politically correct, if you know me. I don't like getting political, and that's not what this channel is going to do. But the people that wanted the name change are not fans of football. They're politically correct, woke individuals. Okay? The people that wanted the Cleveland Indians to change to Guardians are not baseball fans. Not at all. So changing the name only pisses off your current fans. It doesn't all of a sudden bring new fans in. Oh, we have a so-called racist name, so now new fans will start liking our team. That's insane. So they never should have changed it in the first place. So I don't care what you think of the president or not. Some people like him, some people don't. But I think they should change it back. I think they should go back to the logo. If you did not know, the family, at least some of the family of Walter Wetzel, who was, the logo, it was based on his face. He was part of the Blackfeet Nation tribe. His great-nephew wants it back. Basically, what you did is take his logo off the helmet. Whether you want the name change or not, you took the face of a Native American off the logo. Maybe that's what's racist, to be honest. If you didn't know, Washington is trying to build a new stadium where their old stadium was, RFK Stadium. Washington's in a stadium in Landover, Maryland. It used to be called FedEx Field. It's called Northwest Stadium. I've been there. I've been to about a dozen football stadiums. It's the worst one I've been to. It's not a great stadium. If you've been there, you know. But they want to build a stadium on the same site as the RFK Stadium, which I think is a good thing. And I don't know the politics of it. I don't know if Trump can withhold funding for the stadium deal to get done if they don't change it back. I don't know. I'm not going to get into that. But the point is, I think they should go back to the name. I think they should go back to the logo. I want to go back to the old Redskin uniforms. They were some of the best in the NFL. Their current uniforms are some of the worst, in my opinion. The fans want the Redskins name back. Majority of them do. And the people that force the name change are not football fans. No one thinks Washington Redskins, oh, that's such a racist name. No casual NFL fan, no diehard NFL fan, no fan of Washington football. And I think the woke mob was winning for a while, and it's turning back around. And we have to stop being so politically correct. But Washington's got to figure out the Terry McLaurin situation. They've got to figure out, get him in camp, pay the man. It's just so crazy how some of these teams will pay Javon Kinlaw $15 million a year and won't pay Terry McLaurin $30 million a year. That's insane. With all their cap room, over $60 million under the cap for next year, and it spikes after that. You can backload this contract. Come on, Washington. Figure this out. So comment down below. Do you think Washington should pay Terry McLaurin? What do you think their name should they be the Redskins, the Commanders. I'm going to link right here in this box my Washington offseason recap. So if you haven't checked that out, make sure you do. Also going to link my Houston Texans video on why they screwed everyone with them guaranteeing Jaden Higgins' contract. So make sure you check that video out. I've gotten some messages. Some people like it, some people don't on X. So check that out. If you have not, make sure you are subscribed and enable alerts so you never miss a video. If you enjoyed this, please give a thumbs up. Really helps out the channel. Check these out, like I said, if you have not, and I'll see you in the next video.